So let's discuss today about how to submit your application in App Store in 2024. So you need at least have some few prerequisites. You need to have Apple developer account active and with subscription and some workable application. That is, you need to have a build, and let's check what you need for other paths because basically it's a couple of things what you need to do to submit your application. First of all, you need to have a minimum deployment version to set up, choose destination. It's iPhone, iPad for my one version, it's the first version, and build number. So definitely you need to have unique bundle identifier. So you need to provide it for your application, set deployment information. For the iPhone it's only portrait you may choose, but for iPad orientation you need to choose all of them because otherwise you cannot submit your application. Show your error message during the submission process, and you need to have your app icon. Without app icon your build won't be sent to App Store. For my application, I set up assets in app icon for any appearance and dark one. For now, I just keep tint version, but it's completely fine to have at least one of them. It's any appearance. You don't need to have a dark one for submission. It's just optional. So you may check by yourself if you have for in tab for signing capabilities, if you have some red error messages for this tab and signing. So everything is fine and I may go forward. To submit your application you need to create archived version of your code. So you need to choose from your destination any iOS device RM64. So your application will be built for any iOS device. And let's go to the next step. It's product archive, and here we create archive for our code. It may take some time. It depends of your application, how it's complex, how much files do you have. I guess my current application, it's not very complicated and not big. It's some device digital detox, but I have different extension for this application. It's application monitor extension, shoot and shoot actions. So might be it's affect some build. So here we have name of our application, creation date of this particular archive, and versions. So when you change the build number, then you have a version and new line. And if you don't change your build number and version number and try to create another archive, it will show you error message and fail your archive creation because you already have your version, your application in this version and build version already. And the next step, you have few options. Validate your app. If you want to, for example, send this application not to App Store but distribute in from another tool, then you may validate this or distribute your app automatically. Here you can choose between different options. For example, test file internal only, when you need to test your application and send this particular version to your team, or choose just App Store Connect. Click distribute, and now your build and I have just checked and prepared for App Store submission. And it's the first stage of checking. When I check, for example, your presence of your icon, if all settings are properly set up, if you have everything signing your profiles on place, and on this stage check your connection from your local machine, from your MacBook and to the App Store Connect. So if you don't have network connection to the internet, so you can just make some check and App Store submission. There are no like option when you just press the button and it's pre-define or, for example, pre-create your App Store submission. And for me, it's completely fine because all prerequisites are filled correctly. So this version with this build was sent to App Store Connect, and we may go to App Store Connect and check what we need to fill there to get your application to review stage and then to App Store. Click done. And for Xcode, that's it. We don't need any other action for now. Let's move to App Store Connect. So when we open App Store Connect, we have different tabs, and in tab apps, we may check our applications, and I have a few of them already distributed, and Divide Digital Detox, what we seen in Xcode, so is prepared for submission. Click on this one, and we have a distribution tab in iOS app. So here we have more actions than in Xcode. In app itself, we need to provide information, app information, app privacy, accessibility, and if you have some pricing, in-app purchase or subscription. So let's go one by one. Basically, it's the main tab, and more information you need to fill exactly here. So mandatory part is to provide preview and screenshots. So preview is optional. It's short videos about your application. So you may skip this or add. So it's up to you how to use this. But I guess at least 3 screenshots you need to provide for iPhone and iPad version. So as you can see here, we have resolution for screenshot, and you must provide exactly such resolution. It's only 2 options. If you missed at least one point of this resolution, it won't be added. So you may just choose files or drag and drop here. I choose to drag and drop because I already have these screenshots. App and localization. For me, I have application only for English version, so all screenshots are for iPhone, and for iPad we have a different resolution. So you need to check it in advance what the screenshots you will have for iPad. And it's not mandatory to have exact number of screenshots for iPhone and iPad. So for iPhone, for example, you may have 10 screenshots, for iPad only 3. It's up to you how much screenshots you add. And about this localization, for localization, you choose it here. For me, it's primary English because I don't have any other localization. But when you choose other localization, so you may add additional screenshots, promotion text, description, and keywords. So screenshots are added. The next it will be promotion text. You may type it by yourself or just use some generic AI help. I just copy paste it here. Just check what you have some limits for promotion text and description. Description might be pretty big, but promotion text rather short. So for me it took approximately half of the scope. The next it's a keyword. You may leave it like empty, but if you want to get some natural search from the App Store, it would be better to add some keywords here what is related to your application, functionality, features, and this keyword may help user to find your application, and it will be shown in search. So the next one is support URL. Support URL is mandatory, but marketing URL is not. So you need to have some space where your users may just get your support when they make some questions or, for example, useful information. I put it to the GitHub, but it might be your web page for a particular application. So on GitHub, I hosted this page, how user may contact me, my email, and etc. So everything placed there, and App Store and Apple don't have any issues with that. So this support URL must be the same as you placed in your application. So somewhere in the application, in settings or about your application feature, you must have the same support URL and a privacy URL. So they must match. Marketing is optional, version is 1.0, and copyright, who is just legal to have this copyright. The year when I started my development and my nickname, but basically it's not so important what you place here, it's just up to you. The next one, you may just skip these app clips and iMessage app because it's not mandatory, but build definitely is mandatory because you cannot just submit your application without any app. Just click on this one. So we may save all our changes and check our build. We may go to test file tab, and here we have our build with our icon. So it's a missing compliance. We may manage it. So this part we need to just specify the encryption of our document. If you have some custom encryption, you need to explain what exactly you use for encryption. In my case, I just use the standard encryption, what is provided by Apple ecosystem and operational system. So next, and if it's available in France, yes, it will be available, because why not? Go to App Store information page. Yes, so yes, it's navigate our to app information. So now we have to fill the name and subtitle. So for subtitle, I choose this one, and subtitle basically limited as a name. And for subtitle, just users see some additional information about your application, what it's related for. So general information is mostly prefilled by the submission build from your Xcode, and you may choose a primary and secondary category. It's more related to, you may choose by yourself, but for me it's utilities. And let's check what we have for detox and screen time application, and choose lifestyle. Content right, set up content. No, it doesn't, because I don't have any specific content what is getting from outside of my application. Yes, it's done. Age rating, you need to specify the age rating is, do you have any parental control? No, for me. Mechanism to confirm an additional age meets the age requirement for accessing specific content. No. You need to check what is capable for your application, but not just copy paste what I choose here. So as I don't have in my application any navigation outside of this application site, so I don't have anything specific for this age, and I don't share any information outside of application, so everything only on device, and might be a backup to iCloud, so nothing might be downloaded or uploaded somewhere else. So for me it's pretty easy to define this age, and here not applicable. Age encryption, if you have any specific document for encryption, you need to upload it here, and any additional part what it might be useful for your application or use it for development, you provide here. So you may save it. So it's saved. Let's go back to app information. So add build, choose the latest missing components. Here I need to choose none of algorithm mentioned above and save it. So now build is compliant and select if it's needed. For me, it's needed to have in-app purchase. I choose all of them, done. But you need to be aware what sometimes it depends of in-app purchase of subscriptions. They are like reviewed separately from your build. For example, your build and application might be approved and might be distributed in App Store, but subscription and in-app purchase, they both are reviewed by separate team and might be some delay. So you need to check it manually when your subscription or in-app purchase will be reviewed and approved, because sometimes they might be denied but your main application approved. And if you put information or like option to distribute automatically, your app will be distributed without subscription or app purchase. Here some additional information for the reviewer. It will be shown only during the review process. It will help to check your application, test it, and make a decision. And so here you choose option manually release, automatically, or automatically in some particular time. So for me it will be manually released because I have in-app purchase what is not yet reviewed and I don't know when it will be finalized and approved. So I check everything manually and save information. Basically for the app and app information, I guess that it's some additional point what I need to get in business tab, but it's not like related to this application. It's for the entire account itself. So here we have all information. So we may go to the next. It's app privacy. So here we need to fill everything because it's a mandatory part. From this part, do you have a third-party partners collect data from this app? For me, it's not. But for example, if you integrate your application with some Firebase, you need to select yes. So this information will go to, and yeah, we need to edit this one, and privacy policy URL as well is mandatory. The next one is optional. So save this. Data is not collected, so everything fine. So app accessibility, you need to provide information as well. So it's iPad and iPhone. I don't have anything for Apple Watch. Does the application support any of these above feature of iPhones? Yes. At least I have a dark interface, voiceover, yes, it can be it. Voice control not to are checked, yes, because I used a default framework from Apple SwiftUI and it can be large. It can be changed the text size, dark size, yes, dark interface, yes. Sufficient contrast, reduced motions, captions, no, audio description, no. Yes, save. And for iPad, need to provide information the same voiceover, no, check text, like interface, sufficient contrast, motion caption, no, save. Accessibility URL if you have some accessibility information and features. So I don't have accessibility identifiers and etc. in my application. So for me, that it in-app events. If you have some specific events, for example, Christmas and etc., you need to provide this information, or others like optional promo codes. If you have subscriptions and etc., you might add some additional information. Game center pricing. For me, it's absolutely free, so I don't need to provide any information. Here, in-app purchases is already created for me because it's needed for my app functionality and subscriptions. So here you create a group. Inside the group, you create a subscription, provide information what is needed, how much it will cost, when it's working, in which location. So, and this part will be reviewed separately, and you may check what it's approved or not for your application, then change it separately from your application, and you don't need sometimes to just create a new version of your application, but it will be available only after you submit the first version. It will be approved. It looks like everything done, and we may check it to review process, and if something is not filled, it will show here some note or a message what we need to provide some additional information. Let's check. Yes, something is missed. So username and password. No, sign in is not required. So it's working by default. Yes. Save. Yes, I need to provide my information. If something will be found by the reviewer, they will contact me directly by the phone or a mail. So let's check once again. Add to review. I guess there will be some messages. Add to review. Yes, still have some errors. I need to provide information about privacy, a privacy section, and pricing. So even I don't have any price, I need just to provide this information. Next, yes, confirm. Yeah, all countries, yes, confirm. Privacy, publish. Okay, then it must be published. So here we may just then proceed with review process. Yes, everything is fine. So everything is fine, so it's ready for review. This review may take from few hours up to 1 week, I guess. It depends on the load of reviewing team or available person in particular location. So that's it for now. Let's check how will be done the review and what the comments I will get from this. Thank you. Bye bye.